Taiwan Semiconductor gave investors really good insights about their prospects in the upcoming few quarters, and on the same side, gave investors some insight into their expansion plans. If you didn't already know, Taiwan Semiconductor is expanding overseas their manufacturing facilities, and investors are really curious about how and when they're doing that and how it could impact the business. So in this video, I wanted to go through those two things with Taiwan Semiconductor, the upcoming demand environment and the upcoming supply expansions from the company. So let's take a look. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. So the company's management team saying that they expect fourth quarter revenue to be between $26.1 billion and $26.9 billion, which would be growth of 35% year over year at the midpoint. You can understand demand for this company is increasing robustly. That's really strong growth for Taiwan Semiconductor, much higher than its longer-term growth rates. The company expects to have profit margins of 58% at the midpoint, with an operating profit margin of 47.5% at the midpoint. And of course, this is based on the exchange rate of $1 to 32 Taiwanese dollars. The company saying that they expect fourth quarter gross margin to increase. And the reason for that is higher overall capacity utilization rates in the fourth quarter. And they're going to be offset by their ramp up of the latest generation 3 nanometer technology, higher electricity prices in Taiwan, and 5 to and 3 tool conversion cost. So going from the nanometer 5 technology to nanometer 3 technology, the conversion of the manufacturing facility to prep for that new technology will cause some price increases, but all of which will be offset by the higher capacity utilization rates. And so overall, the gross profit margin will increase despite these changes and shifts to new technology, which is really great news for investors that the company can make these transitions while still creating increases in profit margins. Again, this goes to highlight just how good Taiwan Semiconductor manufacturing company is at operating its business. This is one of the benefits of investing in a best-in-class operation like Taiwan Semiconductor. They've been at this for decades. They're really good at what they do, and they keep getting better. And that's good news for investors. That's what you want to see from a company that you're investing in, that they're getting better at what they do and they're lowering their prices in terms of costs to produce and innovating and generating new technologies, all while growing profit margins. It's really impressive. It's one of the more impressive companies I've followed over the last decade. Management says that the strong structural AI-related demand continues. So if you were investing in some of these AI stocks and you were concerned that maybe this is going to sharply drop or if this growth is going to stop anytime soon, I think we got enough evidence from Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing and ASML in the recent week and a half, over the last week and a half, that supports this market and its growth for at least the next 4 quarters. The company saying that they continue to invest to support this growth, and they now expect their 2024 capital expenditures to be slightly higher than 30 billion. So they're lifting their capex slightly, not by that much. And at TSMC, a higher level of capex is always correlated with higher growth opportunities in the following years. So they're not just investing with the hope that there's going to be growth in the future years. They know with a high degree of certainty what their opportunities are over the following years. And it's because the communication they have with their customers, right? They have some pretty big customers in Apple, in NVIDIA, in AMD, and other big companies that tell them, look, this is what we're going to order this year. This is what we're going to order next year. And the year after that, this is pretty much what we're going to order. And they get down payments and they get firm commitments from these companies. So Taiwan Semiconductor has a pretty good idea of what its demand is going to be over at least the next 1 to 3 years. going out further than that is always difficult, no matter the type of business, but Taiwan Semiconductor has a pretty good idea of what its demand is going to be. And that's why management can confidently say, if we're spending money on capital expenditure, it's because there's higher growth opportunities ahead. That's why we're spending money, because we're confident that there's going to be opportunities for utilizing these newer capacity additions. So that was the CFO speaking earlier. Now we get to the CEO, and the CEO reiterates what the CFO said about AI, saying, we continue to observe extremely robust AI-related demand from our customers throughout the second half of 2024, leading to increasing overall utilization rate for their leading 3 nanometer and 5 nanometer process technologies. So again, more evidence why the AI market continues to drive growth and why some of these AI stocks are likely to continue performing well into at least the next few quarters. And when I mean performing well, I mean in terms of revenue and profit and cash flow. Those are forecastable, right? I can tell you with reasonable confidence that revenue, profit, and cash flow in the AI industry is going to be strong and growing over the next 4 to 12 quarters. What I can't tell you is if the stock prices will continue to be higher, because sometimes stock prices can get disconnected from the actual company performance in terms of revenue, profit, and cash flow. But in the long run, stock prices and performance on those fundamental metrics are strongly correlated. When a business performs well on those key categories, its stock price generally moves higher. Sometimes you have situations where a company's stock price will move higher despite poor earnings and poor prospects, but those are rare, and you see those being very highly publicized situations like meme stocks, etc., where their prices get disconnected from fundamentals. But for the most part, for the most case, you see a strong connection here. And I see that with AI, all the evidence I'm seeing from all of the companies that I'm following in the industry continues to suggest robust demand from customers in this category. So the CEO say they now forecast revenue from server AI processes to more than triple this year, and account for a mid-teens percentage of their total revenue for 2024. And overall, their full year revenue for 2024 is expected to increase by roughly 30%. Moving on, they start to talk about their expansion plans, which is really interesting for Taiwan Semiconductor, given that the geopolitical risk is one of the main reasons why investors are avoiding Taiwan Semiconductor stock. And so they are expanding, and all of their overseas decisions are based on the customer's needs, as they value some geographic flexibility, right? The customers, right, Apple, Nvidia, etc., they're also concerned that they rely on TSM, and TSM has this geopolitical risk, so they have supply risk. And so they want to diversify some of that supply chain risk. And so they are interested in helping Taiwan Semiconductor expand to other regions of the world. And there's also some government support, right? So Taiwan Semiconductor is expanding. One of the areas they're expanding is to Arizona, which is in the United States. And they now expect to have volume production of their first fab beginning in 2025. And they're confident to deliver the same level of manufacturing quality and reliability from their fab in Arizona as from their fabs in Taiwan. Now, the profit margins won't be as good as their facilities in Taiwan, but that's going to be offset by lower risk and diversification. That's going to create more confidence from their customers to re-up their contracts with TSM, because they'll feel more confident that if there were something to happen in the facilities in Taiwan, this company has these fabs in Arizona that they can use to produce some percentage of those chips in that region. So a lot of great insights here from Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, and investors get more confident here in the AI trend because of TSM and ASML both saying that demand for anything related to AI remains extremely strong. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.